Precisa aferir a pressão, medir a glicemia ou tomar uma vacina? Na Drogasil tem exames, testes e calendário vacinal completo. E o que é melhor, tem sempre uma Drogasil aí perto de você. É fácil, prático e rápido. Dá para ir entre uma música e outra. Procure nossos farmacêuticos. Quanto mais você conhece o que a gente faz na Drogasil, mais você se cuida.
Hello, I'm your host, Les Bubka. Welcome to Anxious Black Belt, a podcast that focuses on karate, mental health, and everything in between. If you enjoy our content and would like to support us, best way to do that is to listen to another episode, share with your friends, and leave us a review. All this stuff helps the mysterious algorithm to introduce our podcast to new audience. Thank you for joining me, and let's listen to the episode. In the episode 170, I focused on my view of principles of karate. That was overall with three key ingredients. So karate as self-defense, karate as sport, and karate as a longevity tool or health exercise. In this episode, so 171, I would like to focus on the principles of kata that I am using for my own training, and I hope it might be something of interest. The last episode had quite a good response, good feedback from you guys, and lots of listens. So I think that it might be something interesting. Again, I had to write it down so I don't miss anything. So it might sound a bit rough and stiff. Plus, I am super tired. I've been tortured yesterday in a Peppa Pig world with bad weather, lots of people, but we had fun and I have survived. Now, some of you know that we're looking into changing the dojo, so I think it was very stressful, so I didn't have much of a sleep either. And so that's all the excuses out, and let's get into a principles of the kata, what I'm doing and how it works for me. It's fine if different principles apply to you and you don't agree with these ones. That's completely fine. Drop me a message, drop me a comment, and I would be loving to see your take on kata. So let's get on with it. When we're looking at those principles I wrote down, we're taking in account all what the past masters were telling us. So there's only one opponent. The angles of the kata are angles in relation to our opponent, not the moving towards the new opponent. And there is only one opponent in the kata. We're fighting one person. Opponent, not turning to the new opponent. Kata in karate serves multiple purposes, including the development of technique, disciplines, and mental focus. It also plays a crucial role in both sporting competition and self-protection training. The principles governing kata in this context can be categorized into several key areas. Number 1. Technical precision. Kata requires exacting adherence to specific stances, movements, and techniques. These precisions help in mastering the fundamental mechanics of karate, which are essential in both competition and real-world self-defense scenarios. Practitioners must consistently perform kata with the same level of technical skills and adherence to form, regardless of context. This consistency is crucial for scoring in competition and for reliable technique application in self-defense. And here, it will be not exact in self-defense. It will depending on the actions. But in kata, even if you have it in your head that is a self-defense, trying to stick to the correct technique. Second, rhythm and timing. Kata involves a specific rhythm and timing, where movements are executed with a particular cadence. In a sporting context, judges assess the practitioner's ability to maintain and control and fluid pace. In self-protection, understanding rhythm helps in timing attacks and defensive effectively. Focus and power. The concept of kime refers to the focused application of power and energy in techniques. It is characterized by a sudden stop and end of the movement, demonstrating control and precision. 3. Breathing and mental focus. Proper breathing techniques are crucial in kata, aiding in energy conservation, focus, and the execution of techniques. In both sport and self protection, controlled breathing helps maintain composure and physical readiness. Zanshin refers to a state of heightened awareness and readiness. It involves maintaining mental focus and alertness through the kata, which is crucial for both judging in competition and anticipating threats in self defense. 4. Visualization and intent. Practitioner must visualize opponent while performing kata, understanding the practical application bunkai of each movement. This visualization is key to making the kata more than just a series of movements. It becomes a dynamic and practical training tool. The intention behind each movement is crucial. In competitions, judges look for a clear demonstration of purpose and intent, while in self defense, understanding the intent helps in applying techniques effectively. 5. Balance and coordination. Maintaining proper balance is an essential in kata. It shows control and mastery of the body's movement. Good balance is also crucial in self defense. It allows for effective strikes, throws, clinch, and evasions. Kata requires the harmonious coordination of movements, ensuring that strikes, blocks, throws, and stances flow together seamlessly. This coordination is vital for both aesthetic performances in sports and practical application in self defense. 6. Adaptability and evolution. While the basic structure of kata is consistent, practitioners must adapt their performance based on the context. In sport, this might involve emphasizing aesthetic qualities, while in self defense, it involves focusing on practicality and effectiveness. As practitioners advance, their understanding of kata evolves. They gain deeper insight into the techniques and principles, allowing them to refine their practices and application continually. 7. Spirit and presentation. In sporting kata, judges also evaluate the practitioner's expressiveness and spirit. The kata should convey a sense of seriousness and intensity, reflecting the practitioner's commitment and understanding. Regardless of setting, kata should be performed with a martial spirit, demonstrating not only physical skills but also mental discipline and respect for the art. These principles collectively ensure that the kata remain a vital component of karate training, providing a structured yet dynamic framework for developing technical skills, mental discipline, and practical self-defense capabilities. The analysis and application of karate kata, often refers to as bunkai, involve breaking down the kata to understand its techniques and applying them in practical scenarios. This process requires a deep understanding of the movements, the underlying principles, and the potential real world application. Here are the key principles guiding the analysis and application of karate kata. Number 1. Application. Interpretations of techniques. Bunkai involves interpreting the movements in kata to identify potential application in a self-defense. This interpretation is not limited to the obvious or surface level techniques, but also includes hidden or subtle applications. By hidden, I'm saying that it's hidden in transitions. It's not hidden because somebody doesn't want to show, but maybe from the outside the person doesn't see it straight away. That's what I mean by hidden. A single movement in kata can have multiple applications depending on the context. Practitioners explore various scenarios such as defending against different types of attacks, punches, kicks, grabs, pulls, and adapting techniques accordingly. Principles of combat. Understanding the appropriate distance and timing is crucial in applying kata techniques effectively. This involves knowing when to engage, when to maintain distance, and how to time response to an opponent's actions. Effective application of kata techniques requires control and precision to neutralize threats without unnecessary force. This is particularly important in a real world defense to avoid legal and ethical issues. Adaptability and flexibility. While kata provides a structured set of movements, the application required adaptability. Practitioner must be able to modify techniques to suit the situation, opponent's size, or other variables. The ultimate goal of bunkai is to ensure that the techniques are functional and practical. This means they should be applicable under stress and in dynamic situations. Principle-based learning. Beyond specific techniques, kata teaches fundamental principles such as leverage, body mechanics, angles of attack, and the use of the body's natural weapons, elbows, knees, head, etc. Kata and its bunkai encourages a deep connection between mind and body, promoting awareness, focus, and ability to respond intuitively to threats. Safety and control. When practicing bunkai with a partner, safety and control are paramount. Techniques are practiced with control to prevent injury, emphasizing the importance of precise and controlled application. Starting with a slow and controlled practice to understand the mechanics and gradually increase the speed and intensity as proficiency improves. Understanding the context. Understanding the historical and cultural context of kata can provide insight into its techniques and applications. This includes the origin of kata, the intentions behind certain movements, and traditional fighting strategies. While respecting traditional forms, modern practitioners may adapt kata application to suit contemporary self-defense needs, ensuring relevance and effectiveness. Continuous learning and evolution. Practitioners are encouraged to critically analyze kata and its application, questioning and exploring different interpretations. This continuous learning approach helps in refining techniques and understanding. Some practitioners integrate principles from other martial arts to enhance their understanding and application of kata, fostering a more comprehensive self-defense strategy. The principles of analyzing and applying karate kata are fundamental for practitioners aiming to bridge the gap between traditional forms and practical self-defense. Through carefully studied practice and adaptation, kata can serve as a rich resource for developing effective combat skills and deeper martial arts understanding. Well done for listening to all of it. You are a superhero. Thank you very much for your support. And if you could leave us that review on a podcast platform, that would be amazing. I appreciate your time, appreciate your support, and I wish you all the best until the next one.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.